Jeff here. So as you can see, I'm trying a little different positioning here, trying to get some ideas on what might be better for lighting in here. So I'm doing a little stand-up thing instead of the sit down in the chair or sit down at the desk. So anyway, pardon the new look, but let's see how this goes. Basically, I have got a bunch of stuff in the past week or so, mainly because I bought a bunch of inexpensive stuff off of Discogs and Facebook. So much so that rather than making one long video that shows all of the items, I've split it up because about half the stuff I got is going to be Christian music, contemporary Christian, pop, rock, things along that line. And so I'm splitting that off into a separate video. And so in this particular video, I'm just going to be dealing with the mainstream and not the Christian material. And then that way I'll have a second video. I have two shorter videos rather than one real long one. And that will give you the ability, if you choose to not be interested in the Christian music, you don't have to watch that one. So I'd appreciate it if you would either way. But anyway, so what I want to do is a couple things I got here are new, and then the rest are going to be used things that I bought online. I did get the new Banshee in, No Life Till Metal Music. Got the CD and the record combo there. Banshee is a band, they started in the late 80s? Yeah, 80s, and then had a couple albums in the 90s. They have a new one that came out recently, but this is their 1991 release, and No Life Till Metal. Scott Waters' label there has put this out for us on vinyl and CD, redone, repackaged really nicely. It's on just black vinyl. Nothing special with that one. But anyway, good stuff. It's great to see this remastered on vinyl. So and you know, they're kind of an 80s. This stuff is a little more aggressive. Don't think like glammy type 80s, but just like a good solid 80s type metal. Anyway, pick that up if you haven't. This I actually picked up today. This was kind of, you know, I keep seeing people showing these, and it was a record store day situation for Walmart. The Kiss Destroyer Resurrected on orange, the orange vinyl edition that's only at Walmart. I went to the local Walmarts around here and did not find this. I saw a lot of people talking about it online, and I thought maybe I should track it down. I went to another Walmart, still didn't find it, but then I realized, you know, didn't even check this originally, but just went online, walmart.com, placed an order for this, and told them to ship it to my store where there was no shipping costs. So it's basically like I made it come to my store. So I picked this up today. It is on the orange or the clear translucent. Has a neat little insert, which is the other cover on one side, the Shout It Out Loud Kiss Army on the other, and then some liner notes and material. So that I thought was really cool. So let's see. This is an Amazon, one of those deals where something drops down real low. This was an Amazon warehouse item where it's got considered kind of like a scratch and dent, and it's the Kiss Vegas double record. It comes also with the DVD. Now I have this on on CD and Blu-ray. So now we've got the DVD and the double record set. It's just on black vinyl. It's got the cover, you know, collage of pictures in there. It's a trifold. I won't pull it out because it's kind of tight in the sleeve. Opens up, records on each side, DVD in the middle there. But anyway, so this was just kind of something to fill a hole. You know, there's still quite a ways to go with filling my Kiss collection, and this was just another notch in there. Now, you know, there's a little spine damage there, nothing major. The corners are a little bumped. Other than that, I mean, it was in pretty good condition for the price. It was under $20, and this retails usually for over $30. So I grabbed it since it was an inexpensive price. Now we move into the Discogs stuff. So here's kind of what happened. Talking to somebody, blah blah blah, and you look up an album on Discogs, and you're like, oh, okay, hey, look, I can get a copy of that album for like $3, $4, $5, but it's going to cost me $5 to ship it. Oh, but you know, they say they'll ship multiple albums for that same shipping. So basically, every album after that you get for free shipping. So I started digging through their catalog and finding other things that maybe weren't high on the want list, but are things to fill holes. So that's kind of what I did in this situation. There's like usually one main album that I was going after, and ended up finding a bunch of other ones. And I, put stipulations on myself to make sure that they were low cost. 3, 5, under 7, depends on what it was. Only a couple were more than that. This was one of them. Michael Schenker's One Night at Budokan. This is his live album from the 80s. Probably still one of my favorite live albums. I had this back when it came out. I think I discovered it maybe a couple years after it came out, and it's probably just more nostalgia than anything. I mean, he has so many live albums, but this one just goes back and reminds me of all those years listening to it as a teen. Now, the nice thing about this, and this was one of the ones that went a little higher, but even still, I think this was only $10, I think. It's double, and this is the Japanese version. It is missing the OBI strip. It has the little booklet thing in the middle that has the Japanese lyrics. I can get that out, I think, without taking this out. So it's just like it's an insert with the lyrics there, neat little cover there, and then some Japanese writing there. So and his list has been in very good condition, and I got it and I opened it, and it was the records themselves looked like new. It was just amazingly clean and amazing looking. So I was really thrilled to have finally gotten this, an original pressing and a Japanese one on top of that, for a very, very good price. So that was an extra that I got. This is another. Now this one, I'll tell you a story briefly about this one. Way back when this first came out, I was in the military, and I used to go to this one record store. I think at the time, I was in tech school, so I was like just in the second phase of training, and there was a record store. This was in Texas, and I used to catch the bus from the base because I didn't have a car. I was a little 18-year-old airman. Would catch the bus pretty much every payday and go to the mall. And this was always in the independent or the metal or whatever the section was, and I was always picking it up. I thought it had the coolest looking cover, but I never bought it. Now over the years I've gotten like digital. I have a digital edition of it. I think I might have had the CD at one point. But anyway, I just had to get it live, loud, alive. Loudness is live. I don't know. I just thought that cover was so cool. And again, this was in good condition, and it came, and it's in really good condition. And it is a gatefold. But anyway, I was excited to finally have this on vinyl in my collection. So it was just one of those things I wanted to have. I don't have a lot of their older stuff where they're in Japanese lyrics, but I do. I wanted to have this, and since I saw it and it was a good price, I went ahead and grabbed it. All right, and so this next one, this was definitely one that I wasn't looking for, but it was like, hey, the price is right. It's only a couple dollars. It's in good condition. I always shoot for things in very good plus condition in Discogs. You don't always get, people can judge things differently, but usually I've had so far really good experiences with that. It always seems to be, very nice condition. This one was one where I had gotten another record, and this was an add-on. It was something I wasn't high on my want list, but I thought, hey, I've got the first album, let's get the second so that we have both of them. And that's second Jafria, the Silk and Steel. Now, to be honest, I don't think I ever had this before. I bought the first album back in the day, and over the years I've always had that. I'm not sure if I ever bought this. So this was kind of like, I'd always heard weird things about it, how it wasn't near as good as the first. I just heard things about it that it never got high on the list of things to want. Anyway, I got it. I thought, well, it's really cheap. Let's get it. It's a cutout. Threw it on, and I'm like, wow, this is not much different from what I can remember the first. I mean, it's since I had that one on vinyl, I went ahead and grabbed this. So I was like, hey, I dig this. It's AOR light rock of the 80s type sound, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as I had in my mind made it sound. So was glad to have that. Now, this one I think I mentioned in my last video a little bit. This is and you probably don't know who this is. Band's called What If. Now, in my last video I showed a synth pop band that my wife really liked and that I wanted. And they were a Christian band called The Front. And I think I mentioned this, that the next album they put out after that Christian album called The Front, the band put out this album, changed the name to What If. It's more of a mainstream, non-Christian, though, you know, the lyrics are not, they're just relationship type stuff. Similar style of pop-ish synth type music. Tommy Funderburk is a singer that does a lot of music with a lot of different people, and so his name tends to be pretty popular in the singing world, and so this is just another album with him on it. So again, I went looking for this. This was one of the ones that I specifically went out looking for. Found it for like, I don't know, $4, $3 or $4, and then ended up picking one of these other ones up in the process. So glad to have that. And then these are some that caught my eye that okay, these next two are total blind buys. I bought this next one based strictly on the cover. I thought it looked very classic rock, very cool, psychedelic rock. I knew nothing about it, but quickly pulled up a little history to find out what it was about. Went online and listened to like 30 seconds of one track, and I thought, I'm going to buy it. You know, it was minimal amount of money. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Ron Godert. He was the singer of White Wizard, which is a band from the 70s. No, White Witch. See, there's another band called White Wizard. White Witch, I think it, see, I might be confusing myself now. I guess they were very popular psychedelic type band in the late 60s, early 70s, and this is his solo, first and only solo album. I took a chance. I played it, and I thought it was cool. I mean, it's 70s, it's psych sounding, but the guys look cool. I just thought the guys had that, let me see if I can get that glare off of there. They just had that cool 70s bell-bottom, shiny clothes look. And so I thought I'd take a chance. Now, I didn't expect when I got it, it's one of those gold stamp promos with the white label says promo only, not for resale. He didn't have it listed as that. He had it listed under the other listing, but when I opened it and took a look, I said, okay, it's a promo edition. Anyway, thought it was really cool. And then when I saw one clip online about it, just people ranting and raving about how that is like their favorite album and they still love it to this day. So I thought, a lot of good promotion. I'm going to go ahead and grab a copy. And this last one, again, another blind buy. I thought the cover was cool. I've seen it around. I know the name. I know the bands. Never listened. Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush. I think I had a Mahogany Rush jazzy type album back in the day, but didn't know much about this. Again, popped it up, listened to about 30 seconds, and thought, okay, this is a great classic rock sound. I went in and hit the buy button. Again, minimal price, and actually, I had labeled a bunch of stuff that I wanted in the cart, and I went back and started removing stuff to cut the cost down. And I thought I had removed this because it was like, well, I don't have to have it. Somehow I didn't. It came. It only cost a couple dollars. I gave it a spin, and I'm digging it. It was really cool. The first side is 4 songs that are in the studio, and they do All Along the Watchtower, Norwegian Wood from the Beatles. And then an instrumental, Tales of the Unexpected, which is the title. And then the second side is 4 live tracks, and they were rocking. This was great. I will be on the lookout if I find anything else. If I find anything else by them, I know now that I would dig it. So anyway, that was good. Again, an inexpensive buy. So that was it. I'm going to do a second video again of a stack of stuff that's all Christian related. That's all for this one, though. Thanks for watching. Rock on.